You're born in 100 BCE, right in the heart of ancient Rome, and lucky you, you're part of the gens Julia. That's not just wealth, that's divine status. Your family claims descent from the goddess Venus. In Roman society, you're basically the Kardashians of ancient politics, powerful, famous, and constantly being talked about. But lately, your family's been slipping, the money's drying up, and your political power is basically running on nostalgia. And in Rome, politics is money. If you're not winning elections or climbing ranks, you're not eating well, metaphorically and literally. Your dad? He's a big shot, governor of the Asia province. Before that, he was a praetor. Sounds impressive, but it's kind of like getting silver at the Olympics. Nice, but everyone's still asking why you didn't get gold. And in Rome, gold means consul. For generations, your family's been trying to lock down that top spot, but no one's made it. You're supposed to change that. You grow up hearing the legends of your ancestors, heroes, generals, politicians, all that good stuff. And somewhere along the way, you decide, yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. The one who brings the Julii back into the spotlight. It's a massive goal, sure, but you've got the ambition, and more importantly, you've got rich parents. They get you the best classical Roman education money can buy, which, by the way, is not cheap. While other Roman kids are chasing rats or working fields, you're studying philosophy and practicing speeches. Because in Rome, words can kill just as fast as weapons, and you're gonna need both. Then it happens. You get the news. Your father's dead. You're 15, and just like that, your sponsor, protector, and biggest safety net is gone. But don't panic. Turns out your dad wasn't just influential. He was loaded. He leaves behind a hefty inheritance, and your mom steps up to take care of things. So, no, you're not getting kicked out of a Roman prep school anytime soon. You did have an uncle, though. Gaius Marius. Total legend. Powerful general. Held the office of consul 7 times. That's basically the Roman version of being re-elected president over and over. He was the one you looked up to the most. But yeah, he also died last year. So now, it's just you. So now, guess what? You're now the man of the house, at 15. And your job? Keep the house of Julii from collapsing in on itself. But you're not just sitting around crying into your toga. At 16, you get married. Her name's Cornelia Cinna. No, not for love. This ain't a Disney movie. It's a strategic alliance. Cornelia is the daughter of your late uncle's powerful ally. It's chess, not romance. But over time, something unexpected happens. You actually start loving Cornelia. Oops. That's when the real trouble starts. 3 years in, your wife's dad loses a civil war. The winner? A ruthless dude named Sulla, who declares himself dictator. That's bad. What's worse? He wants to erase every trace of your father-in-law's political faction. And this guy doesn't just cancel enemies. He makes a literal kill list. If your name's on it, you're done. Good news? You're not on the list. Yet. Instead, Sulla gives you a little choice. Divorce Cornelia, walk away from her and the faction, and maybe you get to live. Stay with her? Well, then you're gonna want to start writing your own name on that death list. And here's the kicker. You could walk away. This wasn't a love match, remember? But now it is. And leaving her? That's betrayal. Not just of her, but of your uncle's legacy, your dream, your future. So naturally, you tell Sulla to shove his options where the sun doesn't shine. Not your smartest move. He officially puts your name on the list. Congratulations, you're now a wanted teenager in Rome. You're only 18, no army, no backup. So you do what any halfway sane person would. You run. You vanish into the Roman countryside, sleeping with one eye open, constantly on the move. Sulla's men are everywhere, hunting you like it's a sport. You're not just hiding, you're surviving. And everyone knows, eventually, they'll catch up. So here's your situation. You're a teenage fugitive with Rome's scariest dictator out for your head. Not great. But, plot twist, your family's not giving up. They pull some serious strings, and by strings, I mean the Vestal Virgins, one of the most powerful religious institutions in Rome. If the Pope had a girl squad, it'd be these ladies. They plead your case to Sulla. At first he's like, absolutely not. That punk embarrassed me. But eventually, he caves. You're officially pardoned. You're free. You don't stick around in Rome though. Sulla might have said you're safe, but he's the kind of guy who changes his mind and sends assassins before breakfast. So you get out. Fast. Where do you go? Asia province. You sign up under a Roman commander named Marcus Minucius Thermus, hoping to keep your head down and make a name for yourself in the military. Not long after, a city called Mytilene decides it's done with Roman rule and starts a rebellion. Bad idea. Rome sends Marcus to squash the rebellion, but there's a tiny hiccup. Mytilene is locked up behind massive walls, and they have a massive fleet that could make Poseidon jealous. If Marcus wants to win, he has to attack by land and sea. The problem? Marcus has no fleet. So guess who gets handed a critical mission? You. You're sent to Bithynia to ask King Nicomedes IV for ships. That's right, you're a barely 20-something officer being trusted with a mission that could save Rome's reputation. You pull it off. The king agrees. Fleet secured. Rome wins. Big W. With ships in hand, Marcus launches the attack. And boom, Mytilene falls. You fight like an absolute beast, and even earn the civic crown. Rome's big honor for saving another soldier's life. While you're out there living your best war hero life, you get the best news of your entire adult life so far. Sulla is dead. Time to pack your bags. You're finally going home. Next up on your checklist, total domination of Roman politics. It's 73 BCE. You snag the position of Pontifex, a religious role that sounds holy, but is really just another power move. You get it mostly because of your last name. Prestige opens doors, baby. Fast forward to 69 BCE. You're posted to Hispania Ulterior as a quaestor. That same year, tragedy strikes. Your wife Cornelia and your Aunt Julia, wife of your legendary Uncle Marius, both die in the same year. These aren't just random losses. These are people you actually loved. They shaped who you are, and losing them, it hits hard. But you've got that Roman mindset. When life throws you lemons, you turn them into a full-blown PR campaign. So, at their funerals, you give the most emotionally strategic speeches of your life. I am devastated, truly. My wife reminded me of my noble Uncle Marius. Remember him? The guy who saved Rome? Well, guess who's here to carry on that legacy? That's right, me. All I ask is your support when I run for election. Subtle? Not even close. But it works. After wrapping up in Hispania, you're back in Rome and get elected Curial Aedile. Translation? You're now the guy in charge of keeping Rome entertained. So what do? Throw epic gladiator games. Massive, over-the-top, budget-breaking public spectacles. People love it. Small problem though. You're broke. So you borrow money. A lot of money. Risky? Sure. Worth it? Absolutely. The people adore you. Your popularity? Skyrocketing. Then comes the big win. Pontifex Maximus, the High Priest of Rome. And you don't just win, you destroy your competition. Now you're not just popular, you're a political force. Next up, Praetor Urbanus, a big legal job back in Rome. After that, you're back to Hispania Ulterior, but this time as governor. And now you're officially outperforming your father. Sorry, Dad, but your ultimate goal is still out there, looming like Mount Olympus. Consul. The problem? You've made a truckload of enemies who think you'll be way too powerful in that seat. But giving up? Not your style. But this is you we're talking about. You don't back down because people are scared of you. That just means you're doing it right. So, you make moves. Big ones. You team up with Pompey the Great, Rome's military golden boy, and Crassus, the guy who has more money than the gods, to form a secret alliance. The first triumvirate. Pompey gives you military clout. Crassus gives you money. You bring the strategy. Together, you rig the system just enough to make sure you get exactly what you want. And just like that, you become Consul of Rome. You did it. The Julii name is back on top. You've done what your father, your uncle, and generations before you failed to do. You could stop now. You could rest. But nah, you're just getting started. It's the year 59 BCE, and you're Consul of Rome. And honestly, you're killing it. You use your power to help out your boys in the first triumvirate, Crassus and Pompey. Each getting what they want, like it's a political buffet. In return, you get the real prize. Proconsular command over Cisalpine Gaul, Transalpine Gaul, and Illyricum. Translation? Massive resource-rich regions that are just sitting there, waiting for someone ambitious to come scoop them up. So in 58 BCE, you wrap up your time in Rome, say your polite goodbyes, and march out with 4 legions. Time to turn Gaul into your personal empire. First thing on the to-do list, crush a few Germanic tribes sniffing around your territory. Consider that box checked. Then from 58 to 51 BCE, you go full beast mode. You crush the Gauls, tribe after tribe. Feeling bored? You invade new lands. Why? Because you can. You even build a bridge across the freaking Rhine River just to prove a point. Boats? That's for amateurs. You're Caesar. By 50 BCE, you've turned Gaul into a Roman province, made yourself richer than ever, and gained something far more dangerous than gold: loyalty. Your soldiers worship you. The Roman people adore you. You're a rock star general with wealth, territory, and soldiers who die for you. And that terrifies the Senate. They send a little love letter. Hey Caesar, how about you disband your army and come home? Nice try. You know exactly what will happen the second you show up in Rome with your legions. Your enemies will rip you apart like lions on a stake. So you politely decline. Rome doesn't like that. They give you two choices: surrender your army or be branded an enemy of the state. Your response? Basically, catch me if you can. And just like that, Rome declares war on you. To make things even spicier, guess who they put in charge of the army sent to stop you? Pompey, your old buddy from the first triumvirate. Remember when the three of you were tight? Yeah, that's over. Crassus died in 53 BCE during a failed military flex, so now it's just you and Pompey left in the trio. You've got the army, the fame, the money, the people. So what does Pompey do? He panics. He runs straight into the arms of your enemies in the Senate like a clingy ex. He figures, better take Caesar out before Caesar takes me out. Classic betrayal arc unlocked. It's 49 BCE, and you've had enough. You grab your army and cross the Rubicon River, a move so bold, it basically slaps Rome in the face. It's an open declaration of war. No turning back now. You storm through Rome so fast, Pompey and his army panic. They don't even try to fight. They straight up abandon Rome and flee to Greece to regroup. Coward move? Maybe. Smart? Also maybe. But you're not letting him breathe. You chase him across the sea, straight into Greece, where you both clash at the Battle of Pharsalus. Pompey has more troops, more cavalry, but you have experience, strategy, and that scary level of confidence that says, I already know I'm going to win. You destroy him. Pompey flees again, this time to Egypt, probably hoping to hide behind royalty. But you're not done. You follow fast. When you get there, the Egyptians, thinking they're doing you a favor, hand you a gift. Pompey's head. You look at it, and suddenly, this war doesn't feel like a game anymore. Say what you want about your rivalry, but Pompey was once your friend, your ally, the man you built an empire with. You can't stop the tears. This is what power does. It breaks bonds. It leaves you alone. But you don't stop. You return to Rome and crush the last of your enemies, one by one, until there's no one left standing. The civil war is over, and you're the last man standing. It's 46 BCE, and the Senate names you dictator for 10 years. Not bad. But you're Caesar, and not bad isn't good enough. By 44 BCE, you force their hand. They declare you dictator for life. You've done it. You've gone further than any ancestor could have dreamed. The Julii name is now legendary. You could retire, throw parties, relax. But nah, now it's time to enjoy the empire you built. You reward your supporters by stuffing the Senate with your people, bumping it from 600 to 900 seats. That's not politics. That's empire building. You reward your veterans with land. You cut debt. You lower taxes. You make life easier for ordinary Romans. And guess what? They love you for it. But not everyone's smiling. The old guard in the Senate? They're panicking. You're too powerful, too popular, too untouchable. You can see it in their eyes, the envy, the fear. But whatever. Let them sulk. You're wearing a purple toga now, reserved for royalty. You've placed your statue in the temples next to the gods, and you've declared yourself Parens Patriae, father of the fatherland. You're not just ruling Rome anymore. You are Rome. It's March 15, 44 BCE. You throw on your usual purple toga, the one that screams, yeah, I run this place. It's just another Senate meeting. You've done hundreds. You're a dictator, sure, but even dictators have to deal with paperwork. You stroll in like a king among men. Then, something feels off. Suddenly, you notice senators crowding around you. A hand grabs your robe. Then, you feel it. Cold steel. You look down. Blood. Your blood. They're stabbing you now from all sides. You don't see faces. All you see is your blood, splattering everywhere. You try to push back, shouting, "But this is violence!" But there's no escape. Your legs buckle. You're going down, and you know it. Around you, the senators are yelling, "Liberty! Freedom!" These were the same people your advisors warned you about. Yeah, you knew they hated you. But did you do anything? Nope. You look up, gasping, bleeding. And there it is. Pompey's statue. Cold, stoic, watching. You crack a smile. Of course it ends like this. You think, yeah, I was too arrogant, but I changed Rome. I made the Julii name immortal. And then, just like that, you're gone. The man who conquered Gaul, crushed Pompey, rewrote the rules, and called himself godlike, dies on the Senate floor, at the hands of the people he tried to rule. Julius Caesar. You lived like a legend. You died like one too. And history? It never forgot you.